3 days ago, someone on my Discord channel asked me why he keeps dying so randomly whenever he plays comp. So I quickly looked at one of his VODs and identified 7 huge mistakes that caused over 80% of his deaths. I'm Kimmy, the manliest man with a girl's name, and in this video you will learn what these huge mistakes are, what's causing them, and how you can avoid them in the future. So make sure you stick till the end because I will be very to the point. And you might miss some things if you don't pay close attention.
Also, only 14% of you are subscribed, so subscribe.
Alright, let's dive right in with the first mistake. Poor crosshair placement. This is a killer, literally. If your crosshair isn't at head level, you're wasting precious milliseconds adjusting your aim, which in Valorant can mean the difference between life and death. Many players make the mistake of aiming too low or too high, especially when moving around the map. Solution: practice keeping your crosshair at head level as you navigate the map. If you have the mouse option to enable angle snapping even better, you'll get used to the lateral movement and always having your crosshair moving correctly. Spend some time in custom games or deathmatch focusing solely on maintaining head level crosshair placement. It might feel awkward at first, but with consistent practice, it will become second nature and drastically improve your reaction time and accuracy. Next up is bad movement and position. This is a massive problem that I see all the time. Standing still or making predictable movements makes you an easy target. Good players will pre-aim common spots, and if you're standing still or moving predictably, you're giving them free kills. Solution: you need to master strafing, peeking, and using cover effectively. Strafing while shooting makes you a harder target to hit. Do the thing that I mentioned with the Sage Wall in practice. Peeking smartly, like using shoulder peeks to bait out shots or gather information without exposing yourself completely, is crucial. Also, use cover to your advantage. Don't just run out into the open without a plan. Always be aware of your surroundings and move with a purpose. The third huge mistake is not utilizing sound cues properly. Sound cues in Valorant are like your sixth sense. Footsteps, gunshots, and ability sounds provide vital information about enemy positions and movements. Ignoring these cues or not using them to your advantage can lead to getting caught off guard. Moving on to mistake number 4, over-peeking and over-committing. This is a classic. Over-peeking is when you expose yourself too much to the enemy, often leading to getting picked off. Over-committing to a fight can be just as bad, where you continue pushing an angle even when it's clearly not in your favor. Solution: peek smartly. Use jiggle peeking to gather information without fully exposing yourself. If you spot an enemy, don't just wide peek into them. Instead, shoulder peek to bait out shots, gather info, and then reposition. Avoid overcommitting by knowing when to fall back. If you've taken some damage or it's clear you're outnumbered, retreat and regroup with your team. This disciplined approach will save you from many unnecessary deaths. Next up is poor economy management. This might not seem as exciting as hitting headshots, but it's crucial. Mismanaging your in-game currency leads to inconsistent buys, which can put you at a disadvantage in key rounds. Buying when you should save or forcing when you should full buy can leave your team scrambling with half buys and pistols against rifles. Solution: learn the basics of economy management. Communicate with your team to plan your buys. If you've lost a few rounds in a row, it might be better to save and go for a full buy next round rather than forcing up and having suboptimal equipment. Understanding when to eco, when to force, and when to full buy ensures your team is always in the best possible position to win rounds. Now let's talk about lack of map awareness. This is another huge mistake that leads to so many deaths. Not paying attention to the mini-map and failing to keep track of enemy positions can lead to unexpected encounters, getting flanked or out-positioned. Solution: constantly check the minimap and communicate with your team to maintain situational awareness. Use the information from the minimap to make informed decisions. For example, if you see 3 enemies on one side, it's probably safe to rotate. Also, be aware of common flank routes and keep an eye on them. Using utility like tripwires or alarm bots can help cover these areas and give you a heads up if someone's trying to sneak up on you. Finally, we have tunnel vision and lack of adaptability. Tunnel vision happens when you focus too much on one objective or enemy, losing sight of the bigger picture. This often leads to getting flanked, missing crucial information, or making predictable moves that the enemy can easily counter. Solution: stay flexible and keep your awareness high. Always be ready to adapt your strategy based on the enemy's movements and your team's situation. If you notice the enemy team is frequently changing their tactics, you need to adjust yours accordingly. Don't get stuck in one plan. Communicate with your team and be open to changing your approach mid-round if necessary. This adaptability will keep you one step ahead of your opponents and prevent unnecessary deaths. Alright, let's dive into a bonus mistake that many players overlook. Neglecting warm-up and practice. Jumping straight into ranked matches without a proper warm-up can severely impact your performance. You need to get your aim and reflexes dialed in before facing real competition. But don't confuse this with aiming routines. That's a topic for another day. Solution: spend at least 10 to 15 minutes warming up in aim trainers or deathmatch before jumping into ranked games. This helps you get into the groove and ensures your aim is sharp. Practice different scenarios like flick shots, tracking, and burst fire to cover all aspects of your shooting skills. Regular practice outside of your ranked matches also helps you stay consistent and improve over time. So there you have it. The 7 huge mistakes that cause 82% of deaths in Valorant, plus a bonus tip on the importance of warming up and practicing. Remember, it's all about maintaining good crosshair placement, moving smartly, using sound cues, peeking wisely, managing your economy, staying map aware, and being adaptable. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments which mistake you're guilty of, or if there are other mistakes you think should have made the list. I'm Kimmy, the manliest man with a girl's name, and I'll see you in the next video.
Arrivederci.